A friend working for IT services company in Silicon Valley, very senior guy, told me that, hey Pavan, almost all the companies right now are trying to cut down their IT budgets. However, on the other hand, the salary expectations from the folks in India is increasing. It's just going higher and higher and higher. So what's happening? The profits that these guys are making is going down. And if you have listened or if you have heard about the Infosys results that were announced on Thursday, 20th, it is just a disaster. And that's the reason why the stock price has fell down by 7% in one day. It's not a joke, guys, because Infosys CEO has mentioned that they are expected to grow by 1 to 3.5% in the next 1 year.
We are changing our revenue growth guidance for this financial year to growth of between 1% to 3.5% in constant currency.
India as a country is expected to grow at 6% based on S&P. And now Infosys is saying that we'll grow at 1%, 2%, 3.5% at best. You can understand how negative the market reaction was. And there are reasons behind that. It is not just at a very high level that this particular quarter was bad or the next 3-4 quarters were bad. In my opinion, this IT services sector itself is going through a rapid transformation and they are going to see a massive change going forward. Before we dig deep and understand what is going wrong with the IT services companies, we need to understand what were their strength points previously. Why did these companies come into existence to start with? Let's start with an example. Take Punjab National Bank. Go ask your parents how they used to do banking transactions in 1990s or let's say even early 2000s. Most of them would say that, hey, we used to go to the bank, stand in the queue, either deposit money or withdraw money, take a loan, everything through paper-based transactions. And once the entire digital wave kicked in, these banks like Punjab National Bank had to adopt and start serving the customer through digital means. And these guys are not technical experts. They had to have support. Well, they could have hired, but it still takes a long time. It's expensive as well. So they said, why not we go with companies like Infosys TCS? But you might ask me question, hey Pavan, but Infosys TCS serves majority of their customers are in US, UK and other developed markets. True. Aren't there any other IT companies which can help banks in those regions? They can. But the benefit that Infosys and TCS and other big IT companies started offering to these companies around the world, banks around the world, is that they said, we can do the same digital transformation for you at a cheaper price because the cost of labor is cheaper in India. And that is how they started getting a lot of projects from all around the world. Now you can see the fundamental strength for them is not about intelligence because this technology can be developed by some IT service provider sitting in the US itself. But they chose an Indian partner because of the cost. So cost is one of the fundamental reasons why IT services companies have grown in such a massive way. And you need to understand this because the reason for their downfall right now is also cost management. And that is where the story begins. And there are two reasons for this cost management not going in the best possible way. Number one is there are a lot of now smaller IT services companies that are coming into the market. Small 100, 200 people companies, 300 people companies. Just go and search in Bangalore and Hyderabad. You will find hundreds of these companies. And these companies are going to these clients around the world and saying that we can do exactly the same thing. A digital transformation, a cloud transformation, an AI project. We can do the exact same thing that Infosys or Wipro or TCS can do. But we can do it at a cheaper price. So now the cost game is impacting these Infosys and Wipros, and they don't have so much of overheads such as maintaining huge buildings, HR costs, finance costs, transportation costs. They are not existent even for these smaller IT companies. The second reason why they are not able to maintain these costs is most of these work that these guys used to do, digital transformations, let's say cloud transitions, all these things are slowly getting automated, and that is the role of AI coming into the picture. And as more and more of these roles are getting automated, the work behind the scenes for maintenance of these things is also going down. You can see Infosys itself has come up with their own AI platform called as Topaz. And their platform itself has mentioned that they got 80 plus clients. And now if they are getting 80 plus clients on the AI platform, it means these 80 plus clients are getting off from some other projects. So it's not just win-win and everybody is growing. Somebody is losing and somebody is gaining. And in the AI space, most probably the total amount of work itself, especially related to maintenance activities, is going down. If you take a bank, for example, just consider an Indian bank, HDFC. Try to open a checkbook and see what is the process involved. It's an irritating process, to be honest. Biggest banks facing these issues. Now imagine what is the process for a regional bank beyond HDFCs of the world. All these processes can be automated. All these processes, the customer service requests, they can be managed in real time. So the technology, the maintenance, the people, all the technology cost will continue to go down. And that is where is the problem for Infosys. Not only that, the other smaller guys are eating the pie from them, but AI is taking away the entire pie itself. It is shrinking the pie. Now, these are the two reasons, and you might ask me, Pavan, hey, what's the way out for Infosys? Well, I'm not too concerned about the way out for Infosys, to be honest, but in my opinion, IT services companies or any other company for that matter, they have a life cycle. These companies will go down, if not 25 years, 50 years. Companies like Facebook, which started in 2005, they are now slightly feeling that heat, 20 years. If you take Snap, probably their existence less than 10 years. And if you see any other company, their life cycles are shrinking and shrinking. And the bigger companies will also get into these buckets someday sooner rather than later. So don't assume that you will graduate 4 years later or 5 years later, there will be Infosys, TCS, Wipro, and you will definitely get a job there. These companies might not even exist, or even if they exist, they might not hire as many people. Infosys itself very clearly said that we don't know how many people we are going to hire in the next 1 year. Their total employee base headcount itself came down. To understand any industry, why it is going down, you need to understand what was the strength to start with. And Infosys, TCS, Wipro, you now know their overall strength is cost and nobody can do anything about it. That's the fact. I hope you understand what's going behind the scenes in the IT services sector. Please go ahead and let me know if you enjoyed this video. If you want me to make more such videos, I'll be happy to do that. But please go ahead, let me know in the comment section what that industry should be, and we'll be happy to do that. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you again. Take care.